Hey Embers, welcome back to the channel and welcome to part 4 of my The Forgotten City playthrough. So last episode, the golden rule had been broken at the election, but we weren't at the election, we were looking round, so I have no idea what happened. The golden rule has been broken and I'll need to wind back time. So we had to follow Sentius back to the shrine and use the portal again. Now, do we remember everything that we had learnt? Yes, it looks like we do remember everything that we'd learnt. We have a lot of things to do. And we still have more people to meet. And we keep everything that we have in our inventory as well every time loop. So we have 334 coins, we have a flashlight, we have an inscribed stone tablet, we have a citizen register, a note from Scintilla, the key to Malleolus's villa, goose eggs, 3 fletched arrows and 2 bottles of wine. So what we need to do now is, I guess, he's going to want to talk to us again. That's Galerius. Is he going to remember that we've met before? Let's see.
Salve, friend. I'm Galerius. Mind telling me who you are and what you were doing in the Shrine of Proserpina?
Interesting. So, when the time loop happens, everybody we've spoken to has forgotten that we've spoken to them. That could make things very interesting. I remember, and we've had this conversation before.
I don't think so. I've never seen you before in my life.
Your name is Galerius, and you're about to offer to take me to see Sentius so he can tell me about the Golden Rule.
Oh, Bacchus, how much did I drink last night? Sorry to have bothered you.
No problem. I have to go.
Oh, and since you seem to be in a hurry, you should try out this device I made. Worked real hard on it.
We didn't get a device last time. What is this? A zipline handlebar. A rudimentary wooden zipline handlebar. Now, my knowledge of the Romans isn't that great. Did they have ziplines? I would hazard a guess. No. Maybe I'm wrong?
Just attach the pulley to the rope over the lake and hang on to the handles. If it works, it'll be faster than walking. And if it doesn't work, the worst thing that can happen is you'll take a swim in the lake. I haven't quite summoned the courage to test it myself. But don't worry, it's completely safe. Probably.
Thanks. I'll be going now.
All right. See you around.
So we got a zip line that we didn't get before, and you can see that there. I think what we're going to do is we're going to head straight to the priestess, because that's who we were trying to speak to last episode. So let's head all the way back to where Sentius and everybody is, and see if we can find the priestess, because we couldn't find her before. I believe this is where she lives. Yes, there she is. So let's go ahead and talk to her.
A new face. Ave, and may Vesta watch over you. I'm Equitia. To what do I owe the pleasure of this visit?
Let's ask everything that we can, of course. What's your story?
Oh my. I take it people are quite direct where you're from. I suppose it's quite charming in its own way. Usually, however, you wouldn't simply march up to a Vestal priestess and without due formality or courtesy ask, "What is your story?"
Sorry, what should I have done? Or I'm in a hurry. Let's be nice.
The proper approach would be to arrange an introduction through a mutual acquaintance in high office, by which time you would already know how to address me. And then you would find a way to satisfy your curiosity rather more indirectly. But to be honest, I've often thought what an unnecessarily formal way to communicate that is. So, let's do it your way. You just keep being yourself and ask whatever you like. It'll be a refreshing change.
I like her. How did you end up here?
You know, I'm not entirely sure. But what about you? How did you end up here?
A young woman named Karen dragged me out of a river, unconscious, sent me in here.
Karen? nothing about that name seemed odd to you?
It's an older name, but not uncommon where I'm from. It carries negative connotations where I'm from, or I think I see where this is going. It carries negative connotations where I'm from.
Why is that?
Because of the memes, or you know what? Never mind. Shall we mess with our head? Because of the memes.
The memes? What are the memes?
A meme is a small image you share with other people. They've become a bit like their own language.
So, a bit like Egyptian hieroglyphs then?
Something like that.
So your people make hieroglyphics depicting this accursed character, the one they call Karen. I wonder if... No.
What were you going to say? Come on, spit it out. We're not that mean.
I apologize. I don't mean to be cryptic. It's just that you've got me thinking. Have you spoken with any of the others about how they arrived here too? I really think you should. Go around and ask them what they remember and see if you notice any patterns.
I do notice patterns. That it all has something to do with a river. All right, I'll do that.
Good. Thank you. But please be careful. I just don't want to see what happened to Livia happen to you too.
I may have already noticed a pattern. We could ask what happened to Livia as well, but we're going to say this.
You have? Then what is it?
Some people mentioned a river, then we have memory lapses, and an encounter with a stranger on the riverbank. All three. Some people mentioned a river.
Yes. I understand many of our friends were carried here by a river current. What else?
Some people mentioned memory lapses.
That's true. I know I wasn't entirely sure how I wound up here. What else?
Some people mentioned an encounter with a stranger on the riverbank.
Yes, I also had such an encounter. It's as I feared. I think I understand what poor Livia has been going through. You mentioned earlier, you met a young woman in the forest named Karen, yes?
That's right.
I see. And was this Karen, by any chance, wearing a hood?
She was wearing a hoodie. How could you have known that?
Because I've seen her before. There's something I think you should see. I think you'd better follow me to the baths.
All right, I'll meet you in the baths.
But don't follow too closely. We can't have people thinking we're bathing together.
All right, steady on, love. So I think we're about to find out what everybody is doing here. She's taking us through the market. We haven't been to the market yet, so that's definitely something we need to explore soon.
You have to do something. A man arrived in the baths, a real nasty sort, with his face all covered up, and he's got a weapon.
Hey, Virgil.
Please,
How much
go
do
and
you want to
stop
make
him
me a bow?
and come back to
For
me
the
once
last
we're no
time,
longer in
Daisies,
danger.
I'm not making
Okay.
you a bow.
But why?
You know why.
But how am I going to defend myself against someone else with a weapon?
There are no other weapons in the city. We all went along with the magistrate's weapons ban, so it wouldn't be an issue.
That's why I've got to get in first before someone else beats me to it.
So we have to obtain a bow as well. So what's going on here? We can't go with Equitia until this has been sorted. Or Equitia, sorry.
Help! You have to do something. A man arrived in the baths, a real nasty sort, with his face all covered up, and he's got a weapon. You have to do something, or he's going to break the golden rule.
I'll get right on it. I'll see what I can do. How? I don't have a weapon. Wait, who are you? Or how is this my problem? How? I don't have a weapon.
None of us do. The magistrate made us throw them all into the chasm. So now this man's bow is the only one in the city.
A bow.
You'll just have to improvise.
I'll get right on it.
Thank you. He's still in there, somewhere. I have to hide. Find me in this empty shrine when it's over.
The whisper says no. Maybe we shouldn't meet in there. Let's follow what the whisper says.
What? We don't have time for this. I have to go.
Never mind. I don't know why I said that.
Ugh. The shrine is collapsing.
Oh no! That surely breaks the golden rule. Oh my goodness.
Fabia, no! Oh God, she's dead. Did anyone see that? The whole shrine just collapsed on her. Oh, Fabia, why did you have to go in there? Poor sweet girl.
Would a death not break the golden rule? We've already, of course, spoke to Georgius, but he won't remember us.
I can't believe she is dead. Fabia, I mean. She walked into that empty shrine, and the next moment she is lying dead under a pile of rubble. The gods are cruel and unjust. She was like a daughter to me. I'm sorry, friend. It's not right for me to lay my burden upon you.
Oh dear. Well, we've got other people we need to speak to, but right now, let's try and get this intruder out of the way.
Stop right there. I'm looking for Tiberius Quinctius Crispus, otherwise known as Quinctius. Do you know where he is?
I don't know a Quintius.
I'm not sure I believe that, so allow me to explain something to you. I am here with orders from Emperor Nero himself to find and execute the cultist Quinctius for terrible crimes against the Empire. So, if you tell me the truth, I will allow you to live. But if you lie to me or otherwise obstruct the Emperor's business in any way, I will put this arrow through your chest.
Oh,
Is
dear.
that understood?
I swear I wasn't lying or got it. I swear I wasn't lying.
You are not off to a good start. When I ask you a question, I expect an answer. Is that understood?
Got it.
Thank you. Now tell me, who are you people, and what is this place?
We're just a small community of strangers who wound up here by accident. Why don't you put that bow down and you can come in and see for yourself? Let's say the first one. We're just a small community of strangers who wound up here by accident.
A small community. Ha! I was told Quinctius was a cultist, but I never thought he'd be foolish enough to lead me right to the heart of his mystery cult.
Wait, what's a mystery cult? Or you've got the wrong idea. We're not cultists.
You say that, but if you're not a cult, then why go to such great lengths to keep this place a secret?
I'm still looking for a way out, or we're not keeping it a secret. We're all trapped in here.
So you admit you're not allowed to leave?
We can leave if we want. Well, yes, or it's not that we're not allowed to leave. We physically can't leave. There's no way out.
Threatening me is not going to help you. But in any case, that sounds an awful lot like a cult to me. And I saw the inscription saying, "The many shall suffer for the sins of the one." I take it this is some kind of mantra you all believe?
Yes, because it's true. It's not a mantra, it's a warning. Or no. It's not a mantra, it's a warning.
A distinction without a difference. You've clearly been indoctrinated into this nonsense.
Oh dear.
Now tell me, where did you lot get enough gold to make all these statues?
They were once people who were turned to gold as punishment.
You lot are practicing human sacrifice too.
This
You
is not
people
going well.
disgust me.
We didn't turn them to gold. A god did it, and we don't know which one. Or you're distorting what I said. We'll tell him as much truth as we know, but I don't think this is going to help us. We didn't turn them to gold. A god did it, and we don't know which one.
Of course you'd say that, but that's what your kind do, isn't it? Our god told us to do it. It's all clear to me now. The secret sanctuary, the indoctrination, the mantra, the human sacrifice. You're cultists. There's no doubt in my mind. What baffles me is how a person can believe in something with such zeal. They just can't see what they've become. However, you still have a chance to redeem yourself by telling me where Quintius is. Do not waste it.
We genuinely don't know who Quintius is. I have no idea who or where he is. What can you tell me about Quintius? What's it going to take for you to let this go? Gold? Take all the gold you want. Or I wouldn't help you even if I did know who he is. What can you tell me about Quintius?
Very well. Here's what I know. He's a 40 to 50-year-old man with distinctive eyes, one green and one blue. He's also known to have delusions of grandeur. The Emperor says he and his cult, your cult, are responsible for starting the fire which burnt half of Rome to the ground and killed thousands in the process.
Oh my goodness. So we can say, how do you know he set fire to Rome? That hardly means he did it. Or, our archaeologist insight, perhaps the Emperor was looking for a scapegoat. I don't know if that's the right thing to say here, but we're going to say it. I think we've chuffed it up anyway. Perhaps the Emperor was looking for a scapegoat.
Who are you to challenge what the Emperor says? Were you there? Do you have spies and scouts all over Rome like he does? No, you do not. This is your last chance. Are you going to tell me where he is or not?
I have no idea who or where he is. I wouldn't help you even if I did know who he is. Or actually, I do know where he is. I have no idea who or where he is.
Then you're of no use to me. Do you have any last words?
For the last time, I'm not a cultist. You said you wouldn't kill me if I told you the truth. Jesus Christ, you're an idiot. If you fire that arrow, everyone here is going to die. You have no idea what you're in for. Or do you? You said you wouldn't kill me if I told you the truth.
And there's a simple explanation for that. I lied. But if you want to know the truth before you die, here it is. Once I'm done with you and Quintius, I intend to kill every last one of you wretched degenerates. And I can think of nothing I'd enjoy more.
The many shall suffer.
Oh my God.
For the sins of the one.
Right, we need to get back to the temple quickly. That is our second golden rule break. The statues are trying to kill us as we go. I know, I'm trying. We're getting to the shrine. Oh my God, this is tense. Ah! Not got much health left. Do the portal, do the portal, do the portal, do the portal, do the portal. Right. Through the time loop we go. So that is our second time loop. So I feel like what we must do is this time we're going to head to the market. We're going to make sure that that lady does not go into the temple. And we're going to somehow try and get the assassin into the temple. But he was after somebody. A man in his 40s or 50s with one eye blue and one eye green. Right, you're going to talk to us again.
Salve, friend. Mind telling me who you are and why you look like you've just taken on a gladiator and lost?
And we're going to skip through this dialogue.
I don't think so. Oh.
No problem, see you later. Okay. So our health bar is steadily going up. We have other people to talk to, but I think we need to follow this thread.
You, Sisyphus, attack or pursue the stone.
So, we're going to head straight to the market this time. We do, again, have other people to talk to, but I think this is important. Let's head straight to the market and stop this from happening.
Help! You have to do something! A man arrived in the baths. A real nasty sort, with his face all covered up. And he's got a weapon. You have to do something, or he's going to break the golden rule.
We can say, I'll get right on it.
Thank you. He's still in there, somewhere.
We have to stop
I
her.
have to hide. Find me in this empty shrine when it's over.
We can say, do not go in there.
What? Why?
Just trust me or I have a bad feeling about it. Just trust me.
All right, fine. Come and find me in my bakery instead. Please be careful.
Right. So we've got her away from the shrine, so we need to get him into the shrine somehow. Let's give it a go. That seems to be the best way to do this. Fingers crossed.
Stop right there. I'm looking for Tiberius Quinctius Crispus, otherwise known as Quinctius. Do you know where he is?
It doesn't matter what I say, you're going to try to kill me anyway. Yes, he's in the villa right at the end of this road. He goes by Malleolus now. So it's Malleolus. Yes, I saw him worshipping in a small round shrine just inside the city. Second building on your left. That's what we need to say.
Thank you. For your service to the Empire, I'll let you live for now, but you'd best make sure our paths don't cross again.
Okay, so we need to follow him to the shrine. And now we know Malleolus's secret. That he potentially caused the fire in Rome that's led to all of these citizens being here. Right, now hopefully the shrine collapses on him, which is what I intend. Again, we have other places to go.
Curse you, cultist.
And killing him did not lead to breaking the golden rule. So let's go ahead and search him. We need the wooden bow. Let's take that. We need the bounty notice. Emperor Nero has ordered the execution of a cultist named Quintius with different coloured eyes. By order of Emperor Nero, all loyal sons of Rome are ordered to hunt and execute the arsonist and murderer Tiberius Quintus Crispus, a citizen from the Aventine district of Rome. He is about 40 to 50 years old. He is average height, average build, has dark hair, and has one green eye and one blue eye. He is typically clean-shaven. He is a known associate of cultists and suffers from delusions of grandeur. That might come in handy later. We've got 10 fletched arrows and denarius. And there is a note, a warning. Beware, shrine may collapse at any moment. Okay. So there's so much for us to do right now. I think we should go back to the priestess and get in those baths, which means we've got to do a lot of dialogue again. Let's check. So, create a time paradox, figure out who is most likely to break the golden rule, and inform Sentius. And we've got lots of things here. So, tell Sentius you suspect Galerius. Galerius revealed himself to be an angry man with a history of crime and extreme violence. Tell Sentius you suspect Malleolus. If Malleolus wins the election, he'll sentence Sentius to death for treason. Tell Sentius you suspect Sentia. Sentia seems strangely relaxed about the disappearance of her sister Sentilla. Tell Sentius you suspect Domitius. Domitius has been intimidating voters into voting for Malleolus. Tell Sentius about the assassin. An assassin has entered the city looking to execute a Quintus. Or find Quintius, the man with one green eye and one blue eye. Bounty notice from Emperor Nero describes him as having one green eye and one blue eye. Then we have the common thread, meet Aquitia in the baths, which we need to do now. Then we have dirt on Malleolus now, so we can make him drop out of the election. We are still trying to work out where Sentilla is. And then dying gasp. Find out what's distressing Lucretia at the shrine of Apollo. So I think, let me just... We'll highlight that one. But for now, we have some time. Why don't we talk to people? Oh?
You there? I'm sorry to trouble you, but I couldn't help but notice that fine bow you're carrying. No idea how you managed to get your hands on it, especially in the light of our dear old magistrate's ban, but I'm impressed. And before you ask, no, I wouldn't dream of trying to buy it from you. I have no use for a wooden bow myself. But I would like to propose a joint business venture of sorts.
Go on.
Tell me, do you have any idea how people here end up as golden statues?
The statues come to life and fire golden bows, arrows at them.
And here I was thinking I was the only one to figure it out. In any case, supposedly 1 or 2 of those arrows is enough to turn a full-grown man into gold. Now, of course, that is a travesty, a terrible, horrible waste of human life, which has to be stopped. And yet, on the other hand, I can't help but think of a tale told by that Greek fella Aesop, the goose that laid the golden egg. With the ability to transmute organic matter into gold, one could create infinite wealth. Use your imagination. Golden animals, insects, trees and plants. The Midas touch without the drawbacks. We are talking riches beyond imagining. And even if we were to split all those riches between the 2 of us, half of infinite wealth is still infinite. Interested?
I'm interested. I think the Golden Goose is meant to be a cautionary tale, or that sounds grossly unethical. Should we see where this thread goes? I'm interested.
Excellent. So the first question is, how do we get our hands on one of those golden bows? Now, I have a plan, but first, tell me, are you familiar with the story of the goddess Diana?
I am, goddess of the hunt.
Good. Then none of this should be a surprise to you. Diana is our goddess of the hunt, the moon, and the underworld, depending on who you ask. The one thing priests and poets agree on is that she carried with her a golden bow and a quiver of golden arrows. And it just so happens that there is a shrine of Diana in this very forum, with a prominent statue of the goddess herself. And would you like to guess what she's holding in her hand?
A golden bow?
Precisely. I can't tell you how many hours I've spent in that temple staring at it, trying to figure out how to retrieve it without breaking you-know-what.
But you want me to steal it?
Oh, gods no! If you tried that, we'd all be dead within moments, I'm sure. No, here's what I propose. You give your bow to me, I cover it in a thin layer of gold leaf, and we create a replica of a golden bow. Then you enter the shrine, extinguish the braziers, and under cover of darkness, swap out the fake for the original. It's not theft exactly, it's more of a trade. But make no mistake, this is a dangerous path, and there's no way of knowing where it will lead. But in my experience, all the best adventures begin with a risky first step. Now, you must have questions. Ask away.
Why can't I just take it? Why can't you do it yourself? Isn't that extremely dangerous? Or I don't have any questions right now. Well, we can't just take it because it will break the golden rule. He can't take it because it will break the golden rule. I don't have any questions right now.
So, are you in, partner?
Alright, I'll do it, but don't ever call me partner or I'm going to pass. If you don't like action or horror elements, feel free to decline. Oh, brilliant. Oh, brilliant. Alright, I'll do it.
Wonderful. Now, if you'll hand over your bow, I can get started applying a layer of gold leaf. This is a quality weapon. Now, bear with me for a moment. And here we are, a gold leaf bow.
Composite bow covered in gold leaf.
Now I've gone and unlocked the Shrine of Diana for you, so as quick as you can, head on inside. It's just at the end of the street on the left. May the gods not watch over you.
Now, I would love to do that, but there's the Shrine of Diana. We need to go and see the priestess. That's what the Whisper is telling us to do. So let's go and do that first. I want to follow one thread before we go into another. And of course, we're going to have to skip a bit of dialogue here.
A new face, Arve, and may Vesta watch.
I've been asking people about how they wound up here, trying to find a pattern.
Interesting. I'm not sure why you're telling me, but you've come to the right person. Did you find a pattern then? What have you noticed?
And then I'm going to tell her the same things.
Yes. What else? That's true. What else? Let me ask you this.
Did you happen to encounter a stranger in the forest before you arrived here? I did, a young woman.
And did you happen to catch her name?
Karen.
I see. And was this Karen, by any chance, wearing a hood?
Yes.
Because I've seen her before. There's something I think you should see. I think you'd better follow me to the baths.
This is a very action-packed episode, isn't it?
But don't follow too closely. We can't have people thinking we're bathing together.
So now the baths are open. So let's go and follow into the baths. I just need to quickly see our recording time, so give me 1 second. Yep, we're good for now. Let's continue on. A very action-packed episode. It looks like we have a lot to do.
Are they?
Are we going?
We'll talk in the baths. There's something you need to see for yourself.
Well, I'm ready. Here we go. This is our first time going into the baths, of course. And the baths do look familiar. We've seen that mosaic before. This is where we fell into the city. Oh, it's so beautiful. Look at that. Well, we better go follow her and see what she says. We are obviously on a bit of a time crunch as well, because we're trying to do all this before the election starts.
All right, you're here. You were asking how I knew the young woman you met by the river was wearing a hood. Here, look down at the bottom of the baths. It's a little hard to make out in this light. If only we could see. Oh, what a marvelous lamp. But do you see it? Somebody waking up by a river in a forest to find a hooded figure with a coin. It's just as you described it, only your pronunciation is a little off. The name you heard wasn't Karen. It was C-H-A-R-O-N.
Charon.
As in Charon, the ferryman of the dead. Charon, who, in exchange for the right coin, helps the souls of the newly deceased cross the Styx, the river that separates the land of the living from the land of the dead.
When I dragged you out of the river, I thought you were never gonna wake up. I checked your pockets for ID, but all I found was some loose change. Feels like I've spent my whole life in a dead-end job with an endless commute. Sorry if I sounded cagey, it's just that I don't always get the best reactions when I introduce myself. My name's Karen.
I'm so sorry, my friend. I'm so sorry. I take it you know what this means.
That we're all dead. That everybody here is dead. Oh my goodness. This place is the underworld.
I'm afraid so. It's all starting to make sense. All these people whose last memory was running from the fires toward the river. It seems none of them escaped with their lives after all. Perhaps we should be grateful they don't remember their final moments. It also tells us that the Golden Rule is the work of Pluto, the god of the underworld, and why his epithet has always been Father of Riches. I know it's a lot to take in, and you look as if you have questions, so I'll try to answer them if I can.
Oh my goodness, what a revelation. Shall we ask all the questions? So, we're dead?
That was my first thought too. In the old stories, the underworld was where the souls of the deceased were taken. But it was also possible for the living to reach it without dying, if they were particularly fearless. so I'm afraid I don't know.
What can you tell me about Karen?
Oh, I'm sorry. I keep forgetting you're not from here. If you were Roman, or even Greek, you would know these stories. Each of them is slightly different, whether the storyteller was Plato, Homer, Virgil, or Ovid. But they always involved the souls of the dead meeting a grim ferryman named Charon on the bank of a river. It was said that he'd help the new arrival cross, only if they could pay him with a coin, an obol. That's why it was once our custom to bury our loved ones with a coin in their mouths. Charon's obol, we called it. Of course, an obol was a kind of Greek coin, because we inherited this knowledge from the Greeks.
Why didn't you all recognize Karen immediately?
To be fair, the ferryman isn't exactly as the poets described, and he, she, they seem to appear to different people in different guises. You say you saw a young woman named Karen with a hood, and I once heard Kabash mention a stranger in a ram headdress named Kerti, and Rufius described meeting a stranger named Kumut Tabal wearing an eagle headdress. But whatever form this stranger took, they were always wearing a hood of some sort, and their name always began with a K sound. I suspect the only way you'll solve this riddle is if your paths cross again.
Why are there so few people in the underworld?
Good question. Let's see. In the stories, Charon would always require a coin as payment for passage across the river. But that never made any sense to me. What does an ancient immortal being need with coins? In our case, it seems Charon didn't take the coins we had. He or she merely checked we had one in our possession. So, maybe there's something special about the coins each of us had on us. That might explain why we wound up here, but so many others did not.
Interesting. Were you trying to keep this from me?
No. I mean, I had my suspicions, especially after Livia's ramblings, but I would never have figured it out without your help, I promise you.
That's all the questions I had.
Now that we know where we are, we have to figure out what to do about it, if we don't want to be cast into gold for eternity. We don't have much to go on, except the old stories. I remember 4 in particular about heroes in the underworld. Hercules, the demigod and son of Jupiter, Orpheus, a Thracian poet, Sisyphus, a king of Ephyra, and Aeneas, a Trojan hero. Hercules was able to leave the underworld because he cowed its god with his strength. Sisyphus and Orpheus both relied on their wits instead. They persuaded the goddess of the underworld, Proserpina, to help them escape. And finally, Aeneas was able to escape with the help of a spirit guide, who led him through a secret gate. So it seems you have 2 options: to confront the god of the underworld head-on, or find a way to escape with the help of Proserpina or some other guide.
Interesting. Can't we just escape the way we came in? I've noticed you seem uncomfortable calling the god of the underworld by his name. Why is that? Tell me more about confronting the god of the underworld head-on, or tell me more about escaping with the help of Proserpina or a guide. Let's ask the obvious question. Can't we just escape the way we came in?
It's a reasonable question, but the problem is, this place is fairly well designed to keep us here. There's no way to climb up the shaft. And even if you could build a ladder big enough, just trying it would break the golden rule. We know that, thanks to the writings left behind by those who've tried.
I've noticed you seem uncomfortable calling the god of the underworld by his name. Why is that?
All Romans try to avoid saying it, and the reason is quite simple. He might hear us. You may refer to him as Pluto, if you wish, but you'll only be calling attention to yourself. Do so at your own peril.
Tell me more about confronting Pluto head-on.
Shh! Is everyone so blunt where you're from? Oh. That option would be the boldest, but also the only way to learn the truth about the Golden Rule, and maybe even put an end to it. As I said, Hercules managed to overpower the god of the underworld, but he was a demigod. Forgive my candor, but you are no Hercules.
Hercules couldn't manipulate time, or I have a few tricks up my sleeve. Hercules couldn't manipulate time.
Are you telling me that you can? I won't pretend to understand exactly what that means, but if that's true, then perhaps you stand a chance. So, if you want to confront him, I'll help you as much as I can. Who knows? Perhaps your name will be uttered in the same sentence as Hercules one day. But first, you'd need an audience with you-know-who, and for that, you'll need to enter the great temple overlooking the city. The problem is, the door has been sealed shut for as long as I've lived here, and there doesn't even seem to be a keyhole. I suspect the answer lies in the desecrated obelisk in front of it. I'm not sure if you noticed, but there are 4 plaques missing from its base. It looks as though somebody, or a series of somebodies, forcibly removed them, and in doing so, dishonored and angered our divine keeper. If you could recover and replace all 4 of those missing plaques, I imagine he might be willing to receive an audience again.
What can you tell me about the obelisk?
It's the towering stone monument with 4 sides and a pyramid-shaped head that stands before the great temple, a dedication to the god of this place. You'll find them all over Rome, but of course they were looted from Egypt many years ago. It seems one of them made its way here too, although how is a mystery. However, this one is unusual in that each of the 4 sides is decorated in a different style: Roman, Greek, Egyptian, and another I don't recognize. That means you'll need to recover 4 different plaques: Roman, Greek, Egyptian, and a 4th, a mystery plaque.
Where would I find the Roman plaque?
Good question. To answer that, we first need to ask who would have defaced the obelisk in the first place. It would have had the god's name engraved into it, so it may be that whoever desecrated it wanted that name to be forgotten. And there's only one group of people I know of who might want to do that. There's a cult in Rome that often argued there is only one true god. Theirs, of course. They've been known to start fires, as well as deface religious monuments whose existence challenged their beliefs. If I were you, I'd go looking for them. Of course, they've all been in hiding since the fire last year, so finding them won't be easy. But I did hear a rumor they have a secret shrine somewhere in the city. Perhaps, if you could find that, you might be able to recover the Roman plaque.
So that would be the Leeds for the Christians. Where would I find the Greek plaque?
I don't know. But perhaps you should begin your search with the local Greek fellow, Georgius. His store is in the Forum.
Where would I find the Egyptian plaque?
Perhaps Kabash, our Egyptian resident, would be able to tell us. Unfortunately, he disappeared weeks ago. But I did hear Aurelia is peddling rumors about him at the tavern, so perhaps you could talk to her, or just take a look in his room.
And finally, where would I find the mystery plaque?
I'm afraid you're on your own with that one, but perhaps finding the other 3 will illuminate the way.
Perhaps. Let's talk about something else. Tell me more about escaping with the help of Proserpina or a guide.
As I mentioned, both Orpheus and Sisyphus were said to have persuaded Proserpina to help them escape, and Aeneas was guided to the exit. The problem is, those are the stories of a poet, a self-aggrandizing king, and a brawler about their own heroic deeds, so they should be taken with a grain of salt. First, Proserpina. What we do know about her is, well, it's a grim tale. It's said the god of the underworld abducted and dragged her here against her will, forcing her into marriage.
That's horrible, or so she might be willing to work against him to help us.
If the stories are true, then I suppose so. The problem is, how do we communicate with her without being noticed by her captor? Leaving that aside for a moment, there is also the possibility of a spirit guide. I don't suppose you've come across one of those in your travels?
I hear the female statues whispering to me every now and then.
Truly? And you're only bringing this up now? Then again, I suppose you were worried I'd think you were as mad as Navia. Can you tell me more? Is it the same voice? What kinds of thing does it say?
It's always the same voice, and she's helpful, if a little cryptic.
Fascinating. Perhaps she's a benevolent spirit. Or perhaps... Perhaps you're hearing the voice of Proserpina herself. If she has indeed been abducted, it would make sense for her to speak in cryptic whispers to avoid detection. Tell me, has she told you anything that might lead you to the way out?
Perhaps. She said wade against the current, and her tears run through the city, and she weeps where the water flows.
That is strange. There are no rivers here. Let me think on that.
I was really hoping you could tell me what it meant.
Well, as far as I can tell, water flows into the city from an aqueduct into one of two cisterns, the upper cistern. If that's the current she's talking about, then perhaps you need to get into the upper cistern somehow. I vaguely recall wondering what was in there, but the door at the back of the great temple is locked up tight. You might be able to get a key from the magistrate, but if that doesn't work, perhaps you can find another way in. Let me know if you find anything in there.
All right, I'm ready to get started.
All right. I would suggest not discussing this with anyone. The best we can do for them is to let them remain oblivious for as long as possible. As for Livia, it seems she's been shouldering the weight of this terrible secret all this time. Perhaps it would comfort her to know she's not alone.
So, we have lots of things to do. I'll have a chat with Livia first. I'll start looking for the Roman plaque first. I'll start looking for the Greek plaque first. I'll start looking for the Egyptian plaque first, or I'll try to get into the upper cistern. I'll have a chat with Livia first, because I'm not sure what we should do yet.
In any case, time is of the essence, so you'd best begin. May Fortuna guide you. Although you may not need her with Proserpina on your side.
And that is where we're going to end this episode. So there is a lot to think about here, a lot. So let's have a look at our goals. We have so many quests. So we have Democracy in Action, which is stopping the election, essentially. We have Vanishing Act, find out what happened to Scintilla. We have Dying Gasp, find out what's distressing Lucretia. We have the Gilding, enter the Shrine of Diana. We have the Roman plaque, the Greek plaque, the Egyptian plaque, the Mystery plaque, and we have Water Under the Bridge. But we also have Pandora's Box. Wow, there's so much. So I have no idea where the next episode's going to take us. No idea at all. But that is where we are going to leave this one. So thank you very much for watching. Definitely an action-packed episode, and we learnt quite a lot. Hopefully it wasn't too overwhelming. And until next time, bye Embers.